Good afternoon, dear attendees. Our session now is a recorded session by Dr. Aftab Ara, talking about application of AI and ML on COVID-19. If you have any question, Dr. Aftab will be online with us and she will answer your questions.
Thank you, Arab Tech and Startup Conference, for giving me an opportunity to speak. I will be speaking about the impact of artificial intelligence and machine learning in COVID-19. Before I start, I would like to speak a little bit about myself. I'm Dr. Aftab, and I am an educator. I'm also author of book which I am writing now, and I have spoken in several places in national and international conferences, and I have a lot of interest in writing research papers regarding human resource practices, knowledge management, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and the latest technologies. So today I will be speaking about the impact of artificial intelligence and machine learning, which has improved the kind of it has helped in giving treatment and producing vaccines during this COVID-19. So as we all know that the COVID-19 pandemic is also known as the coronavirus pandemic, and it was identified in December 2019 in Wuhan in China. The World Health Organization declared it as a pandemic in March 2020, which was quite late. As now of in the 15th November 2020, more than 50 million cases have been confirmed that they have COVID-19, and there has been 1.31 million deaths, unfortunately. So this pandemic has had far-reaching consequences beyond the speed and spread of the disease itself and efforts to quarantine it. So today I will be speaking about these four topics, that is, what is artificial intelligence and machine learning. We'll also talk about the spread of novel coronavirus epidemic. We will talk about what methods are used by the modern artificial intelligence and machine learning technology to solve the challenges during the outburst. And we will also discuss about the pros and cons of modern technology. So as now we know that the pandemic has caused a largest global recession in the history. So there are many technologies who are accelerating to help in its best form, and artificial intelligence and machine learning are also one of those. There are also other digital technologies which are harnessed to support the public health responses to COVID-19 worldwide. So they are helping for population surveillance, case identification, contact tracing, evaluation of interventions on the basis of mobility, data, and communication with the public. And these rapid responses are helping billions of people around the world, so that with the low cost computing resources, they can help in controlling the pandemic. So first we will talk about what is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is helping the healthcare system quite a lot by supporting the new technologies, and there are also other technologies like Internet of Things, big data, and machine learning, who are also fighting and looking ahead against this new disease. Healthcare organizations are in urgent need for decision-making technologies to handle this virus and help them in getting proper suggestion in real time to avoid this spread. Artificial intelligence is also working proficiently to mimic the human intelligence. And even before the COVID-19, artificial intelligence has helped organizations to engage with customers and automate and enhance the business processes. It has also helped companies to understand what are the new economic trends, and it has helped in giving decisions regarding these. Now, artificial intelligence, it can read, it can write, it can speak like summarize bots, as we are using bots. Many of you must be knowing. Artificial intelligence and blockchain powered bots keep all the types of information in a very concise summary. And this artificial intelligence can not only read and write like Alibaba, the world's largest e commerce platform, it can also generate product descriptions by using its natural language by processing the artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence has a sense of sight as well. It can recognize faces by its facial recognition systems and machine vision capabilities. These are very helpful for the healthcare workers, and it helps to scan images of the people's lungs to see the effect of the coronavirus and other diseases. So here I have a few questions. One question, multiple choice regarding artificial intelligence. So the question is, the first widely used commercial form of artificial intelligence is being used in many popular products like microwave ovens, automobiles, plug-in circuit boards for the desktop PCs. It allows machines to handle vague information with a deftness that mimics human intuition. So what is the name of this artificial intelligence? Is it Boolean logic, human logic, fuzzy logic, or functional logic? So it is for you to choose which one is the right answer. Now we will go towards our next topic, that is machine learning. So here the cumulative incidence of COVID-19 is increasing day by day, as we all know. A machine learning based improved model has been applied to predict the potential threat of COVID-19 in several countries. This has been deployed on the cloud computing platform for giving more accurate and real time prediction of the growth behavior of this epidemic. A data driven approach with very high accuracy, as here, can be very useful for the response from the government and the citizens both. So machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence where computer programs learns, and with the help of the data which is given, it can predict information. So this is quite helpful in several fields, not only in healthcare. Machine learning is most simply the application of statistical model to data by using the computers. So it helps in giving statistical models too. Then machine learning uses a broader set of statistical techniques than those typically used in medicines. By using deep learning methods, it is responsible for many of the recent foundational advances in machine learning. So next, this is one short multiple choice question just to check your learning. What is true about machine learning? Machine learning is that field of computer science, or machine learning is a type of artificial intelligence that extracts patterns out of raw data by using an algorithm or method. Or machine learning is the main focus to allow computer systems learn from experience without being explicitly programmed or human intervention? Or is it all of the above? So now we will understand the spread of COVID-19 and how AI and ML have helped us to prevent the spread. So as we all know that the first report was in Wuhan. Once the country knew that there was COVID, then it initiated its response by leaning onto its technology, specifically the artificial intelligence, data science, and technology to track and fight the pandemic. There were also other technology leaders like Alibaba, Baidu, Hawaii, and more, which accelerated their companies' healthcare initiatives. Several methods were used by artificial intelligence and machine learning against the COVID-19 and which are being used and developed further, because this is one help which we can get from our technology to fight the pandemic. So artificial intelligence identified the individuals who were infected with COVID. China's sophisticated surveillance system used facial recognition technology, and it also introduced a temperature detection software like SenseTime, smart helmets, which identified the people who had fever and who may have virus. Health code monitoring system was also developed using the big data and which is used to assess the risk of each individual based on travel history or the time spent in virus spots and who have those potential who have the exposure to people carrying the virus. There is also a color code which determines whether the person who is having COVID is should be quarantined or they should be allowed in public. And these color codes are divided into red, yellow, and green. Artificial intelligence and machine learning is also used for diagnosis, screening, and treatment of the patients. The diagnosis and screening are aids which are radio image technologies like CT scan, X-ray scans, and clinical blood samples. So here Chinese e-commerce giants like Alibaba have power diagnosis system which claims to be 96% accurate in detecting the virus. According to WHO, contact tracing is the process of identifying all people that a COVID-19 patient has come in contact within the last 2 weeks. And this contact tracing is very important in preventing the virus from spreading. Contact tracing of COVID-19 is used to reduce the magnitude of spread of this virus. Digital technologies like Bluetooth, global positioning system, social graph, contact details, network-based API, mobile tracking data, card transaction data, and system physical data are helping in detecting the COVID-19 patients. So this is also very important for detection. All the digital apps collect personal data which is analyzed by the artificial intelligence and machine learning tools to trace the person who is vulnerable. And we should know that every country has its own contact tracing app to fight against this disease. Artificial intelligence also identifies, predicts, and forecasts COVID-19. These can be seen by the news reports. So, artificial intelligence analyzes the reports, social media platforms, government documents, and it learns that there is a disease and it detects that there is an outbreak of the disease. So, tracking the infectious disease risk by using artificial intelligence is exactly the service Canadian startup Blue Dot provides. So Blue Dot artificial intelligence was that the threat several days before, even before the pandemic was issued by World Health Organization. So we can know how useful artificial intelligence is. Here you can see that this is a Terra drone. So this drone is unmanned, so there's no person driving, and it is helping to transport medical samples, quarantine materials with very less risk in the Xinjiang country's disease control center and the People's Hospital. So we can see how useful artificial intelligence is. Now, in developing the drugs too, Google's DeepMind division uses its latest artificial intelligence algorithm to understand the proteins that might make up the virus to help others develop treatment. And this artificial intelligence system also builds drugs that can fight to treat the coronavirus for the first time. So within the weeks of outbreak, it used its predictive capability to propose the existing drugs that might be useful in fighting this disease. Just developing the drugs is not enough, or just tracing or screening is not enough. Now, it is very important that we have proper vaccines to protect us from this disease. So for this, the cloud computing resources and supercomputers of several major tech companies like Tencent, Didi, and Hawaii are being used by researchers so that they can develop the virus faster. So these calculations are very fast than the standard computer processing. So these systems are very fast. So we are all hoping to have a proper vaccine which is risk-free and can be used worldwide. As we know that there are several advantages of artificial intelligence and machine learning. So with advantages, there are also disadvantages. Petropolis in 2020 said that artificial intelligence systems are still at a preliminary stage, and it will take time before the results of such artificial intelligence measures are visible. At the same time, Bullock, one of the researchers, also said that artificial intelligence models are used against COVID-19, and those include artificial intelligence systems that have operational maturity at this stage. So clearly, data is central to whether artificial intelligence will be an effective tool against future epidemics and pandemics. So, like all technologies, artificial intelligence and machine learning have their advantages and disadvantages. Artificial intelligence is providing useful links in tracking and in tracing the spread of virus. So this is an advantage of this technology. It is also working behind the scenes to discover new medicines, new vaccines to combat this disease. And there are also robotic systems who have played a very important role for health protection, um, mostly in the Asia region in response to this pandemic. And this technology is capable of speeding the task and getting them done quite fast. Now we have talked about all the advantages. There are also several disadvantages of this pandemic. So before using any technology, it is very important to have a proper knowledge about that technology. And if there is not a proper knowledge, then this can be a disaster. So it is very important to know that all the data which is fed to artificial intelligence should be correct. And only if it is correct, it can give a right output. And only then a proper instructions can be taken and a correct decision can be taken from these data. And the fear is that public health concerns would trump the data privacy concerns. Mission creeps may occur with governments continuing the extraordinary surveillance of the citizens long after the pandemic is over. So there are also concerns about the erosion of data privacy. So data privacy is also one of the problem because data are collected for checking who has COVID and who does not have. So this is also a concern. And there should be flexibility to gather data and analyze big data promptly for combating this pandemic, even if it may require that authorities collect more personal data with many people. Some feel comfortable, but some don't feel comfortable. So it is crucial that the authorities should take care in handling these data and before communicating it to the other people. So the danger is that people can lose trust in government. So that is one major issue, which one of the researcher, Vaina, said. And he pointed out that it makes people less likely to follow the public health advice or recommendation and more likely to have poorer health outcomes. So finally, though AI's use has been limited, the pandemic and the policy response to it may accelerate the digitalization of the economy, including a move towards more automation of the human labor and reshoring of production activities and growing market dominance by a very few large digital platform firms. So, as such, the innovation in AI technology may be the outcome of the present crisis, may require the society to make faster progress to lay down proper and appropriate mechanisms for the governance of these technologies. So, though we are in this together, we will get through this together. Before concluding, I would say a thank you note to all the frontline workers who have been fighting behind the scenes, and in reality, they are our heroes and heroines. The doctors, the nurses, the healthcare workers, the essential workers are the people who we should be thankful for saving our lives and millions' lives around the world. So we say a big thank you to all of you. So that's all from me, and a thank you for watching my session. You
You
can
can
link
link
me
me
through
through
my
my
LinkedIn
LinkedIn
contact,
contact,
where
where
you
you
can
can
contact
contact
me
me
by
by
my
my
name,
name,
Dr.
Dr.
Aftab,
Aftab,
or
or
you
you
can
can
email
email
me
me
if
if
you
you
want
want
to
to
have
have
further
further
collaboration
collaboration
with
with
me.
me.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much
and
and
have a
have a
great
great
day.
day.
Thank you, Dr. Aftab. Let me check if there is any questions for you. There's a question from Iman. How can we control as users the misuse of AI? Hello?
Yes, yes, I can
Yes.
hear.
Of AI technology to protect ourselves.
Yes, this is one concern, and this is a key consideration, like to prevent to have transparency and bias and accountability. Now, decisions are being made because it is taking the data of people, and so that's one concern actually. They have to work for that.
Another question by Dr. Ali. What are some of the safeguards which can protect us from intentional harm relating to sharing of our personal data?
Actually, that is the same question which is asked by the other one. So to protect our data, we should try to keep it more secure. And there are also several other apps which we should know, which is the standard app which is used for collecting the data. So we have to be careful when we are giving our data, like which is the one given by the government and which is just other fraud app which tries to collect the data. So we have to be careful when we are giving our data to any application. Is there any more question, Miss Linda? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, yes. I think you lost
Okay,
connection.
I'll end the session now. Thank you.